You know that feeling, right? You're messaging a company, trying to get something sorted out, and it just gets too complicated for text. You really need to just talk to someone. But that jump from a chat app to a phone call, oh, it's clunky, it's disconnected, and honestly, it's just frustrating. Well, it turns out that whole broken process is about to get a massive, and I mean massive, upgrade. But seriously, why is it still like this? Think about it. You're already in a conversation. You've got the whole history right there. And yet to actually talk to a person, you have to back out, find a phone number, dial it, and then start the entire conversation over from scratch with someone who has no idea what you've been talking about. It just feels broken. And this really gets to the heart of the matter. We're dealing with a huge disconnect in how businesses and customers talk to each other. That journey from a simple text to a voice call is filled with friction, and it's a headache for pretty much everyone involved.
Let's just break down all that friction. The second you switch from a chat app to a phone call, all that valuable context, poof, it's gone. And let's be real, we're all trained now to ignore calls from numbers we don't recognize, all thanks to the tidal wave of spam that's basically destroyed our trust. On the other side, you've got agents who are constantly switching between different platforms, which is just a total nightmare for efficiency. And what's the end result? Unhappy customers and a whole lot of missed opportunities.
And just to be clear, this is not a small problem. To get a sense of the scale, just look at a place like India, which is a massive hub for customer service. The business process management sector there employs over 5.4 million people. Think about that. That's millions of people on both sides of the call wrestling with this clunky, disconnected system every single day. The room for improvement here is just enormous. So, what's the fix? Well, it's actually not about building a better phone app. It's about completely rethinking where the call should even happen. And this is where the story gets really, really interesting. And the solution is so simple, it's kind of brilliant. Instead of forcing you to leave the conversation to make a call, you just bring the call inside the conversation. It's an elegant idea that solves that whole lost context problem in an instant. And this isn't just a concept anymore, it's a real thing. It's called the WhatsApp Business Calling API. And what it does is it lets businesses make and get calls right inside the same WhatsApp chat where you're already messaging with them. No more app switching, no more starting over. It's all just one continuous conversation.
Okay, so the first question that probably comes to mind is, how does this not just open the floodgates to even more spam calls? Well, the whole system is really smartly designed around two key ideas: trust and user consent.
I mean, just look at the difference. It's like night and day. The old way is total chaos, right? You're juggling apps, you're getting calls from unknown numbers, there's no shared history. The new way, it's all in one unified thread. The call comes from a verified business profile that you already trust, and the entire chat history is right there for both of you to see. It just makes sense. And here's the secret sauce that makes it all work without being spammy. A business can't just call you out of the blue. Nope. First, they have to send you a little request right there in the chat, asking for permission to call. If you say yes, you give them permission to call you for the next 7 days. It puts you, the customer, completely in control. And on the business side of things, there's a ton of flexibility. They can decide if the call button even shows up on their profile. They can set specific business hours for when they'll take calls. And they can even add click-to-call buttons right in their messages. And here's a really smart one. If a customer calls them and they miss it, they automatically get permission to call right back. That is super useful. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory. But what happens when it hits the real world? Is it actually making a difference? Well, some early adopters have been putting it to the test. And yeah, the results are pretty impressive. So, check this out. A financial services firm called Banco Pan started using this to handle their loan conversations. The result? They saw a 4 times increase in their loan offer conversion rates. I mean, 4x. For any sales team, that is an absolute game changer. Or how about this one? A company called Carton de Todos used it to build trust more quickly with their customers. And by doing that, they cut the average time it took to make a sale in half. That basically means their agents became twice as efficient overnight. And it's not just about sales. Look at Redcliffe Labs, a diagnostics company. They use this unified approach to solve patient issues right then and there, all in one place. And their customer satisfaction scores jumped by 22%. That's a huge win for the customer experience. So when you take a step back and look at all this, what we're really seeing is the beginning of a whole new kind of customer journey, one that's way more seamless, way more intuitive, and just better. And you know, this isn't just technology for technology's sake. This is a direct answer to what customers have been asking for. A recent report found that a staggering 76%, that's more than 3 out of 4 people, want exactly this: the freedom to switch between messaging and calling whenever it makes sense for them.
So really, the big takeaway here is that this is so much more than just a new button in an app. By building everything on a foundation of trust, of shared context, and of user control, it's creating a fundamentally better and, frankly, more human way for businesses and their customers to actually connect. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Whether you're in sales or support or any role that talks to customers, what could having one single, unified place for every conversation do for your business?